Chips and dip, burgers and fries, wrinkles and stinkles. Now this is exciting. Guys, on the 4-hour, and you can even see this on the 1-hour chart, are we repeating a fractal here, guys? Are we seeing the formation of potentially yet another falling wedge? Okay, and there are a few other patterns that line up with this. Now this does indicate some more short-term downside, but again, overall this pattern is really bullish and even hinting at some huge price action within the week of Bitcoin to the upside. Is this possible? Remember our friend the cup and handle here on the daily chart as well. Really important to play out, guys. This is still, in my opinion, in the middle of playing out. It's taking quite a bit of time, but again, so much consolidation here, similar to this before we actually started to form this potential cup and handle. And as well, you can see this kind of on Litecoin. How is this doing? Is there still more downside? Are we going to see a big burst out of here soon? And again, that plays into this very nicely. Potential falling wedge. Still keeping an eye on this 21 and 200 day moving average cross right here. Absolutely crucial. We definitely think this is happening at the very beginning of February. We definitely think that 100% price move, as we talked about in yesterday's video, is extremely likely within the next 28 days, within even the month of February, actually. Huge. So we want to talk about that a little bit as well. And we really just want to talk about this potential falling wedge pattern. So much exciting stuff. Take off your shoes, take off your socks, but do not change your underwear just yet, because after this video, you might have something even to clean up. Let's get into the video. Wow, what's going on, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me here for this special episode. In fact, every day is a special day. You're only here for one life. Wow, you better enjoy it. Guys, we have so much exciting stuff to talk about in this video, and primarily we're going to be talking about the formation of what's going on in these smaller time frames, okay? Bread and butter of the channel is kind of just talking about these short-term moves because they really kind of give us a hint day to day. And if you're making videos day to day, it makes so much more sense to try to, focus on the market day to day. We love making longer-term videos like we have multiple times in the past few weeks. That's huge. It's really exciting. But for the most part, we do like to stick to the bread and the butter, and that is videos on these smaller time frames. So guys, thank you again so much for joining me. As well, guys, head over to Twitter. I actually have something I want to say before we do that. Guys, remember, besides this, we are doing the giveaway still. All you have to do to enter is leave a comment below. And guys, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, ding that bell. And we're actually going to be doing the giveaway sometime within the next few days for another ledger. And then these other two we'll give out at other times throughout the month. I did just want to say as well, congrats to Marcelino. He actually did comment the same day the video came out. For the second winner of the ledger. It's just that he put his email, and the YouTube comments automatically block anything with like an email in it. So guys, if you're going to contact me, if you guys do win one of these ledgers and you want to contact me, 100% move on over to Twitter. The only reason that I found out that he commented is because he made a Twitter account and messaged me on there, and then I could go through my spam comments and I confirmed that his comment was from the day the video came out. Everything checks out, everything matches up. So guys, honestly, putting your email on your comments in the comments will just not work because it's going to auto block the comments, and I'm most likely never going to see it. So yes, Twitter is the place if you guys win. Definitely, it takes a few minutes to just sign up and make an account. Huge, okay? Huge. Wow, and guys, let's get into the TA. This video is not for people who are easily tickled. If you are sensitive to tickles, I definitely recommend you click off this video and go watch some other content, because this is tickle time. This is absolute tickle town over here, guys. Huge, okay? So we can start off here with Bitcoin on this cup and handle that still seems to be forming, okay? We're still 100% in play. What I'd like to see here, really, we came down and had a little bounce right off this $9,000 level. Huge there. We had a little bounce there. Coming down to this level and even coming down to the 89, and this even correlates on so many other charts that we're going to show you here, the 8900 to even 88. So between like 88 and 9,000 is very good, okay? This would be super in play. Okay, another pullback to there. Again, that's also where the 200-day moving average is, but a pullback to there, we think that would be great. And as far as downside, when we look on this smaller time frame, okay, you can see it here on the 4-hour chart. Now, I want to clarify some things with this as well. This is the 4-hour chart. I want to clarify some things as well. This is a very speculative falling wedge, similar to this one right here, okay? I don't think this is the exact structure of it. Okay, and what I mean by that is I do think it could, the lines could be a little bit different in terms of how they form. It could even go a little bit longer than this. But I just drew this here because currently this does match up with the lines and how it's been forming. But again, this could be a totally different pattern. This is a little speculative, but just based on what we've already seen, and if this is like some sort of repeating fractal, this could be what is going on. Now, the reason I say this is because we saw, you guys remember this, back from January 19th to January 23rd, remember this 4 entire days where the price was in this very tight range. You guys remember this, watching videos back then? The price traded between 8550 and 8650. So actually even less than that. So like less than $100 range basically for 4 days. Now it did have little breakouts here and there, but they quickly went back. Again, this is the hourly, so these candles are much smaller than an hour. In fact, some of these are only like a minute where it went up here and then went right back down. So we spent a lot of time trading in there, and then we broke down, and then we formed, this ended up being a falling wedge, okay? And then it broke up, like most falling wedges do. Now we've seen this repeat very similarly here, where we've been spending days, actually, we can actually go back. It was actually January 28th to as of about today, so, or even like last night, February 3rd, 2020. So basically an entire week trading very tight in this area here. And currently we're seeing a move down, okay? And this is kind of what we've been talking about for a little bit now. A move down would not be good. In fact, over the next week, that would be a very bullish setup if we saw this now and play into the entire week. Okay, really important stuff. Now, again, I do debate these lines, okay? We could see this. I think it would make more sense, honestly, if we continue to fall and like maybe the bottom of the falling wedge was even here, right around like the 89. So that's what I mean by I debate the structure of this. Okay, I do think that, okay, we have a touch here and a touch here, and I can even just fix this a little bit to make it match up like perfectly. You know, like a touch here, but I do think there probably is some more downside within the next day or two before a massive move up. Okay, so that's just what I'm thinking here. So I'll keep these lines on the chart. We can even just draw this out a little bit here. Okay, but I do think this is a pattern to watch. Okay, again, I don't think these things ever repeat exactly, but for right now, this is a very interesting and fun thing to keep an eye on because it could repeat as things have been repeating very much so. Actually, honestly, over the past few weeks and even on macro time frames going back the last few years. And a quick zoom out, you can even see this ever since the inverse head and shoulders breakout, consolidation into a new pattern, and kind of just happens over and over here, guys. So I kind of explained that a little yesterday, but yeah, I do think that a speculative falling wedge here is possible. Now, we talked about the Bitcoin cup and handle, and now the Litecoin cup and handle, same thing here, guys. We think this area right here pull back to right around the 64, 65, very similar to that Bitcoin $8,800, $8,900 pullback area. Keep a watch out on that. That is absolutely crucial because we do think ideally that would be the best case scenario for this. Now, we've already had consolidation. We have already had consolidation over the past week, and clearly today as well, some continued consolidation. So it is also possible that we do not get this downside and we move up from here. But again, I just have a feeling, and I think it makes more sense if we get a little more pullback. What percentage is this? Maybe only just like a couple more percent pullback, maybe like 3 to 5% more for the entire market, maybe over the next day or two, and then we can continue and possibly have a huge bounce here and finally break this very key area because again, this guys is proven to be a very important area. We need to set a higher high here. Okay, so in order to do that, technically we need to get above 10,500. So technically we need to get above this. Now, a breakout, you guys have been seeing these breakouts have typically been, we can actually measure these breakouts because they've been on average pretty similar here. Okay, so we have about a 12% breakout consolidation, and then about a 10% breakout consolidation, and then here this is actually a pretty big breakout. Actually, no, it was about 10% breakout. So another 10% breakout from here would actually put us right around the 10.2. But again, that would be huge because it would break this key level here, and I do think the momentum would want the market would definitely attempt. I don't think it has to be exactly 10% every time. I do think the market would attempt to try and break this previous high. Yeah, that's very important, breaking this high, because then we break that structure. We break all of this resistance back in the summer of 2019, and that is just huge. Absolutely huge. Now, guys, we do got to keep an eye on this here as well. This is huge, this cross. Again, this is the reason why we think within the next month, it is very likely that we see continued massive moves. And guys, keep this in mind. The key thing to keep in mind, the entire market is still extremely bullish. This trend, what do they say? The trend is your friend. And as of this breakout, this is the new trend. The trend is an uptrend, the trend is a breakout. Okay? Basically, when that was confirmed was after we broke out of this descending channel. Okay, we can zoom in here. When we broke out of this descending channel here, we broke out right around like the 8,000 level. When we broke above that, that is when the trend shifted. Okay, so the trend is your friend, and as of right now, this trend is very bullish. So we got to keep an eye on that. We got to see this momentum continue. This is the next key level. After this, obviously, the next one is right around that 14K, a little under 14K. And guys, if we can manage to break that, we've been saying this the past few days, there is not a lot of resistance above there. Remember, we spent about a month above 14,000 in the history of Bitcoin. We are so close in so many ways, technically, in regards to technical analysis, to breaking to uncharted levels. Okay, 20,000 is basically uncharted. We have been there for so little. We wicked up there, and then ever since then we have not been there. So guys, we are so close. Extremely exciting stuff, and we can see this thing fly off very, very soon. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.